Today we're in Mexico City and we're here to eat.
This Mexico City series is all about sharing with you some of the best spots to eat in this amazing city. Mexico City is a megalopolis with a dynamic culinary scene. This is our second video from Mexico City and we're hunting down the best food in the neighbourhood of Coyoacán. Watch out for some of the city's best tostadas, iconic street snacks and loads more. In this massive Mexico series, we're hunting down the country's best food, from traditional street snacks to food from Mexico's most exhilarating markets. You don't want to miss this series. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
This video is going to be set in the neighbourhood of Coyoacan. Coyoacan is a really colourful neighbourhood. There are lots of historical sites. The Frida Kahlo Museum is here, and there is a really vibrant market. The market has been here since 1921, and it is packed full of stalls selling incredible produce, seafood, meat, all sorts of household goods, and there is a ton of delicious food to eat here.
Like all of our videos, this one is just going to be about great food. So we're not here to show you massive food or to find a crab just because it's some stupid amount of money. We're here to find the best food. So all of our videos are like that. It's all about the best food. We're not necessarily about the visual just because it's going to look good on the thumbnail, just because people will click on it. We want people to click on our videos because they know they're going to see incredible food. So this video, again, is very heavily researched. We've actually been here a few years ago in the past and researched where to eat. So we're just here to show you the best food, and we're at our first stop right now.
One of the most popular things here to eat in the market are tostadas, and this is one of the most famous stalls. We've eaten here in the past and the tostadas are brilliant. Let's go and grab a seat. What's great about this stall is the visuals. You can see all of the toppings for the tostadas all lined up in front of you. It's a really clear menu. So you order a tostada and then you choose the topping that you want. There's seafood, there's meat, there's vegetarian options, tons to choose from. Uno tamarindo and una jamaica, por favor. Gracias. We ordered two drinks, two of our favorites when we're in Mexico. So that's tamarindo, which is a tamarind juice, and jamaica, which is hibiscus flower. They're really refreshing. And now we've got to make a choice as to what tostadas we want to order. Un ceviche y un tinga de pollo, por favor. Gracias. So I think I ordered a shredded chicken and also a ceviche tostada. Now our Spanish is virtually, muchas gracias, is virtually non-existent, but I think that's one of our goals for this channel, is to encourage you to use food, to have a genuine local experience. Thomas and I don't travel with fixers. We don't have someone behind the scenes ordering for us in the local language, but that's part of the adventure for us. That's part of the excitement and joy of travel. We've ordered two tostadas. So the first tostada is ceviche. So you've got the fried tortilla and then it's topped with fish which has been cured and probably lime. There's tomato, lettuce, some avocado. It looks very fresh. And then this one here is the tinga de pollo, which is shredded chicken. So shredded chicken on the bottom cooked with onions and then lettuce. There's some fresh cheese, some crema, which is like a thin sour cream almost, and then some avocado and lettuce. I've got to get into this ceviche. It's gigantic. Oh. Tostadas are one of my favorite things to eat. I love the texture. The tortilla is so crispy, and then you've got all of that juicy topping on top. So the ceviche is very tangy from the lime juice, great hit and burst of freshness from the onions and the lettuce. Now in front of me here I've got a ton of different salsa, so a whole lot of different sauces. So we've got the green salsa verde, salsa roja. This one is sort of like a chunkier tomato and coriander and onion salsa. What I'm going to do is add a bit of the salsa verde, so the green salsa, which is my favorite, onto this tostada to give it a bit of heat. So this is made with coriander, so cilantro, and also chilies and tomatillo, which are green tomatoes. So chuck a ton of that on there because I love a bit of spice. All right, one more bite. Ooh. It's rapidly breaking up because the juice from the ceviche is soaking through the tostada. So time to eat quickly. The heat from the salsa verde is brilliant. It's spicy, but it doesn't kill your taste buds. It's just a nice tingle. Works perfectly well with all of those ingredients.
Something I love about this place is how big it is. So all the yellow around us belongs to this restaurant, and as far as market food stalls go, I've never seen one like this, and it really screams about how popular this place is. They have so many seats. Right, let's have this chicken one. So I've put no toppings on top. Ooh, you got to be careful. That was pretty close to breaking in my hand. Oh. Wow. Oh, that is good. The shredded chicken is beautiful. The onions really come through. So they've got a very strong sweetness and tang from the onions. Now, I might put something on this. So I said toppings before. Obviously, these on here already are the toppings. What I meant was the salsas. So we'll put a little bit of this nice dark red one on. So we'll just sprinkle that all over. Look at that beautiful piece of avocado. Mexico is known as the avocado capital of the world. They grow more avocados here than anywhere else, and the quality is so high for the avocados. That salsa. It's amazing. Not as spicy as it looks. It's really red, so it looks really fiery, but it's not. And the avocado, so creamy. Everything on this tostada works perfectly together. Ooh, okay, now the salsa's a bit spicy, but the perfect level, not too crazy. Now, I think this is gonna go perfectly with my favorite drink in Mexico. This is jaramaca. So it's a cold water-based drink, but made with hibiscus flower. Really nice and floral. Not too sweet, but definitely nicely sweetened. That is super refreshing. It's really good on the super hot days of Mexico. It's not actually a hot day today, but it's still super refreshing with this spice. And Sheena has her favorite drink, which is tamarindo, which is same style of drink, but made with tamarind. So I'm gonna steal some of hers. Oh, nice and sour, but again, nicely sweetened, so really well balanced. And that one's got sort of some chunkiness in it, so it's a little bit gritty. Super good drink as well.
This is one of my favorite markets in Mexico City. The vendors are all really friendly. There's so much to look at and it's so colorful. There's actually tons of decorations and whatnot at the moment for the Day of the Dead, which is coming up, and also Halloween. Oh, it's just a really vibrant, fun market to walk around. Time for some more food. There's a spot up ahead which we've heard is really popular with the locals for quesadillas. So let's go and grab some quesadillas. Hola, buenos días. Sí, gracias. This stall is all go. There are people tearing around taking orders. The food is flying out of the kitchen. The tortillas are being made to order. They're being pressed right in front of us. We ordered a quesadilla, which has been just grilled and then filled with wheat lacoche, which is corn smut, so the grey stuff here, and then also some cheese. Now, this is a true quesadilla. This is not a Tex-Mex quesadilla, and it's very simple, and the smell of the tortilla is absolutely incredible. So let's get into this thing. Wow, the wheat lacoche is incredible. So it's a corn fungus, I suppose, and it's got a beautiful soft texture and quite a strong flavour, very earthy. The texture of it is almost like cooked garlic, and then the cheese is just perfect. I love the simplicity of it. The tortilla has a great flavour too.
So we got two sorts of quesadillas, and the most obvious difference is the way they're cooked. So this one is deep fried, whereas Sheena's was cooked on the hot plate. So you can see this one's sort of pinched together and it's a little bit crispy around the edge, but exactly the same tortilla, but just cooked in oil, this one. And I got flor, which is the zucchini flour essentially. So the orange flour you see off the zucchini plant, and it looks like there's some cheese hiding in there as well. Oh man. Wow, look at it. It's super hot in there. Very crunchy on the edge where it's been in the oil. So as crunchy as a tortilla chip, like a corn chip. Very crunchy. Beautiful flavor from the tortilla. I'm gonna get some salsa on this one. The red one is right in front of me, so I'm gonna grab a whole lot of that, pour it in that little hole that's on the top, fill it up. Ooh. Sweet, spicy, earthy from the flowers. The cheese is just a nice little creaminess, and that crunch from the tortilla is magical.
We're going to leave the main market now and head down the road to a market which specializes in antojitos, which are little snacks. But before we leave, one of my favorite stops in any Mexican market is the sweet shop. I just love seeing all the different types of sweets on offer, and there's one particular sweet that we need to pick up for the road. These are my favorite. They're called mazapan, and they're made out of peanuts and sugar, and they're really crumbly, just dissolve in your mouth. So we're gonna grab a few of those. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego. Yum. We popped our heads into the snack market, but it was just more of the same. So lots of quesadilla stalls, so we've doubled back and we're heading to a stall which we've heard does really good tlacoyos, which are like a corn patties that are hand molded and then cooked on the comal, which is this big pan, and then topped with all sorts of toppings. So let's go and grab one. Perfecto, gracias.
Such a nice color.
So we've got all sorts of toppings on here. We've got nopales, which is cactus petals, and then salsa roja and salsa verde. So the red salsa, green salsa, and then this lovely lady is popping on some fresh cheese for us too. What's most distinctive about the tlacoyo here is that it's made with blue corn dough. So you can see the color is just stunning, and this one is stuffed with cheese. You can see the cheese in there. It's topped with a red salsa, and then the green topping here is nopales, which is cactus petals. There's some onion, and there's some fresh cheese. So they're being shaped by hand, and then they're cooked on the comal there. So just very gently heated and cooked. This looks really good. Wow, the flavor is stunning. It looks like it would be quite heavy and tough, but it's not. It's very light. The cheese inside has melted a little, so it's very creamy. And the masa has got a beautiful, almost smoky flavor from being on that camal. The nopales, which is the cactus, a little bit crunchy. It has the texture of capsicum. It's got a really nice flavor. Oh, so good. As a whole, it's very simple, but all the flavors are very distinctive. I really like the different textures, the creaminess, and then that masa, the corn dough. Oh, it's stunning. Muchas gracias. Muy rico. Gracias. That was such a delicious street snack. So I don't know whether it's just because it's a weekend, it's a Sunday today, but the streets of Coyoacan are lined with street stalls. So all sorts of food, snacks, and handicrafts. It's a great atmosphere. That stall is usually there most days. So she's a sort of a permanent stall. She's just outside of the main market. On to our next snack. Next street food is going to be churros and chocolate. So churros and hot chocolate. So in Coyoacan there are tons of churros stalls. This area is sort of quite famous for them. We've come to a really popular old school spot. It's called La Parroquia, and I love the facade of it. It just has this really old world feel. So let's go and get some churros and hot chocolate.
Wow, muchas gracias. The smell of this dish is incredible. So you've got the smell of the churros themselves and that sugar on the outside, and then you've got the smell of the chocolate. Now I find this dish really interesting because it's got two very different origins that came together and morphed and changed. So churros, very well known, often called a Spanish donut, and the churros did come to Mexico with the Spanish conquistadors. So when the conquistadors came to Mexico, they brought the ingredients and the idea of churros, so that came to Mexico at that time. However, chocolate is something that's been around a long time in Mexico, and it was very, very sought after chocolate here. In fact, it was seen as a sacred drink and was used in many ways. In sacrifices, it was drunk to cleanse the body, so the Aztecs and the Mayans all used chocolates. So I love that when the Spanish came, they brought the churros, and then they also brought sugar as well. So all these different things came together to make this. So you've essentially we've got 4 churros here, which are just a wheat batter, basically a donut, piped into hot oil, deep fried, and then coated in sugar. And you can see the shape of them, so they're piped in with a pipe, so you get that beautiful shape. And then we've got the hot chocolate, so which has been nice and bubbled up. So it's just a nice little cup of hot chocolate. And the magic happens when you dip the hot chocolate and the churros. So, oh, look at that. So I thought the hot chocolate would be darker actually, but it's nice and milky. So you can see all the bubbles on the outside. Really good. I like this. Often I find this dish too much. The chocolate's often very, very thick, very sweet, and it's not the case here. And I like how it's a bit thinner. So you can see here when I stir the chocolate, it's a very thin and quite milky hot chocolate. So it's not crazy thick, but it gets into the churros really nicely. This is a brilliant version. Really well done. Often it's just too much. After one churros, you're dying. You've got too much sugar, the chocolate's too rich. This is not the case here. It's just light, really good afternoon snack. It sort of ties up our day perfectly. What am I saying?